So today I'm going to tell you a little bit about Punnett squares. In order to do that, I need to show you some definitions. So for a Punnett square, you need to know that a phenotype is the physical appearance of an organism, that the genotype is the inherited combination of alleles. An allele is a different form of a gene. You need to know that heterozygous means having two different alleles and homozygous means having two identical alleles. You need to know that a recessive trait is hidden whenever dominant allele is present. Dominant is the one whose traits are always going to show up in an organism if it's present. Codominant means where both genes are expressed. Incomplete dominance is a form of intermediate inheritance in which one allele for a specific trait is not completely expressed over a pair. Okay, so here's a quick little cheat sheet for when it comes to Punnett squares. Okay, so the dominant will be a capital letter, such as a capital B. A recessive would be a lowercase letter, such as lowercase b. Heterozygous is two different letters, so big B, little b. And homozygous would be two of the same letters, big B, or should be little b, little b. Okay. So for the first example, in guinea pigs, rough coats with lots of swirly cowlicks are dominant over smooth coats. So the dominant trait is a rough coat. If a capital R guinea pig, which means this is homozygous dominant, guinea pig is crossed with a capital R lowercase r, which means it is heterozygous. What are the possible genotypes and phenotypes of the offspring, and what are the chances of each? Okay, so first, in order to do a Punnett square, you draw a box and you separate into four quadrants. Okay, so the capital R would go up top. That's your first, and your second one is capital R, lowercase r. In order to fill in the boxes, you would take from the side and then the top, again the side and the top, side and the top, and the side and the top. If you notice, I wrote the capital letter first at each time. Okay, that's just standard practice. Because the capital letter represents the dominant trait, it is going to be shown first. Okay, so then the genotypes. Okay, remember a genotype is what the genes look like, or the actual inheritance of the allele combination. So these are each alleles. So the combinations for this would be capital R, or capital R, lowercase r. Okay, as you can see, there are two chances for capital R, and two for capital lowercase. Okay, so therefore you're going to have a 50% chance of this and a 50% chance of this. For the phenotypes, okay, it says that the rough coat is dominant over the smooth coat. So rough coat being our dominant trait, if it contains a capital R, it's going to have the rough coat. So our phenotype, our options are either rough coat or smooth coat. Okay, but we don't have any that would be the lowercase r, which would be the only way that we can get the recessive trait. So we have 0 smooth coat, and all 4 would be rough coat. So we'd have a 100% chance of a rough coat and a 0% chance of a smooth coat. All right, for another example. If I were to have something, let's see. If I were to have a homozygous dominant male crossed with a homozygous, with a heterozygous female, saying that they are, we're looking at fur color. So if black fur is dominant to white fur being the recessive. Okay, so homozygous dominant, if we look back at our cheat sheet, okay, homozygous means that we have 2 of the same letters, so it's either going to be big B, or big B, or little b. Okay, so it says that we are dominant, so our capital letter would be the dominant trait. So homozygous dominant would be big B. So we have a big B for this guy. And it's going to be crossed with a heterozygous female. Okay, so again, looking at our cheat sheet, heterozygous means 2 different letters, so big B, little b. So that'll be what we're going to cross in our Punnett square. All right, so we have our big B, and our big B, little b. Okay, we're going to cross, filling out our Punnett square. Okay, and it works just the same as this top one did. Okay, so the genotype would be capital B, lowercase b. We have 2 of each of those, so a 50% chance of each. Okay, phenotypes. Okay, we're talking about the fur color. So we either have black fur or white fur. Okay. Again, none of them have the little b, so they are 100% black furred and 0% white fur. Okay, what if we cross 2 heterozygous parents? So if I had something that was heterozygous for, let's say, white wings. And I'm going to cross it with something else that's heterozygous for white wings. Okay, let's just say that yellow is our recessive trait. Okay, so heterozygous means we have 1 of each. So we have a capital W, lowercase w, crossed with a capital W, lowercase w. Okay, so we make our Punnett square capital, lowercase, capital, lowercase. Okay. So then we fill in our box. Okay. In the first box having 2 capital letters, second box over having a capital letter and a lowercase letter, and then a capital lowercase, and then 2 lowercase because of these. Okay, so then our genotypes. Okay, this is our combination of alleles. So our genotypes would be capital W, capital W, lowercase w, and this time we have an extra one. We have a lowercase, lowercase. Okay, so we have 1 of these, we have 2 of these, and we have 1 of these. So therefore we have a 25% chance of this, a 50% chance of this, and a 25% chance of this. Okay, so 25% chance that they're going to be homozygous dominant, 50% chance that they're going to be heterozygous, and a 25% chance of them to be homozygous recessive. So then our phenotype. Okay, we only have 2 choices for our phenotypes. So we have white wings, or we have yellow. Okay. So in order to have yellow wings, we have to have 2 of the recessive alleles, and we do have that option. So we have 1 of those. Okay. And then our white wings, anytime we have a dominant allele present, you're going to show the dominant trait for these particular crosses. So we have 3 chances of that. So therefore we have a 75% chance of getting white wings and a 25% chance of having yellow wings. Okay, I hope this helps you with your journeys through Punnett squares.